When the phone rings, you look at the number, and even though it might be local, you don't pick up. We're bombarded with robocalls and text messages. In a recent report to Congress, the Federal Trade Commission says it received more than 5 million do not call complaints last year, with people reporting violations from robocalls. The agency says it's gotten more than 18,000 COVID-related complaints since the beginning of the pandemic. You can block the numbers and add yours to the Do Not Call registry, but they just keep coming, and it seems like nothing works. But a Texas father says he's found a way to fight back. Investigator Arezow Doost shows us how he's taking companies to court and making them pay.
I probably get in any given day 10 on average.
Dan Graham says he counted up to 24 spam or scam calls in one day. Spoofed phone numbers selling insurance, extending warranties, and offering student loan forgiveness.
I would keep them on the line, find out what company was behind them or paying, or what company I would get connected to.
He says he'd added his number to the Do Not Call registry, filed more than 24 BBB complaints and several FTC complaints, but there was no relief.
I'm 50% of my time between Dallas and Austin with now 2 young kids and a wife living in another city. Just not answering the phone when I get a strange call it's not an option, particularly because now, these guys have started spoofing the phone numbers.
Last April, he decided to push back. He filed his first lawsuit in Travis County. So far, he says, he's filed around 50 small claims cases and collected about $75,000 in settlements from telemarketers calling and violating the Federal Telephone Consumer Protection Act. It restricts telemarketing calls and the use of auto-dialed or pre-recorded calls or text messages. Unless you give written consent, telemarketers cannot call you if you have added your name to the Do Not Call list.
One of those text messages that some of us get, and this text message said something like, "We're going to block your phone," or "Something's wrong with your phone, click this link," and you go to that link and it brings to a specific company. And when that company found out their affiliates were doing that, they wanted it over right away.
How many companies have you gotten to say, we're changing our ways?
Think about 10 have come out and very explicitly said, we have cut that company off. We are no longer marketing that way. And what's exciting is that they're now aware of it.
The financial accounting consultant says he's still getting calls and texts, but not as many.
The hope is that there's enough of us who stand up, start pushing back, that it becomes more expensive for companies to negligently hire these telemarketers and participate in these telemarketing practices. More expensive to do that than the benefit they receive from it.
Arezow Doost for State of Texas.
Graham says his biggest advice is to report these calls, and if you can find out the company behind it, write reviews and post what happened on social media. He says it's getting companies' attention. The Federal Communications Commission says it's taken aggressive enforcement actions and has issued large fines against telemarketers. We posted details on how to file a complaint and register your number on the Do Not Call registry. Just look for this story in the Texas Politics section of our website. For 2 years, we've been following the story of a migrant family seeking asylum in Texas. Now they've missed a key immigration hearing. What happens next may surprise you.